All right, so you guys all have a directional print. So what we don't want is one side of our body to have sugar skulls that are going the right way, and then on the other side they're going the wrong way, or having them all upside down. Okay, we want them all to be the correct direction. So this fabric is coming straight off the bolt. We're just gonna open it all the way up so the selvages are on the right and the left. Okay. So on my pattern, I need to know the difference between the top of the pattern and the bottom of the pattern. This narrower area, that's the top, that's the waistband, and then this down here is your inseam, so that's the bottom. Okay, so you want to pay attention to that. I've got the top of my fabric, all my skulls are in the right direction at the top of the shorts. Okay, so I'm going to lay my shorts as close to the selvage edge as I can and as close to my cut edge as I can. Okay, so you'll need to determine once you have your piece laid out how much do you want to add to your rise or to the inseam if you were going to add any. Okay, so I'm going to add like, let's say I add 2 inches. It's back there. I'm going to measure from the bottom of the shorts down 2 inches. So all the way across, I want to increase that 2 inches. Okay. So there's this gap here. We don't need to worry about that. That's just length that I'm adding. The other thing I have to do is I have to measure from the selvage to the grain line arrow. So I'm measuring just from the edge over here to where my grain line is drawn in. This is 11, and I'm gonna scooch this piece over so I can get it closer to the selvage. It's 11, 10 3/4, okay? So I'm measuring right here. From the selvage to my line also needs to be 10 3/4. From the selvage to my line still needs to be 10 3/4. So I have to shift it around until it's in the right spot. Okay. So then once I have it all lined up, then I can pin it in place. Okay, so you guys are going to be doing this process twice. I'm only cutting out one of my fabrics at a time. When I put my pins in, I'm pinning to cut. Pinning to cut just means when I lay out this pattern and I'm getting ready to trim it out, my pins are inside and they're parallel to the edge. They're not hanging, the edges of the pin is not hanging off the edge like that, because then I'd have to cut around it. Okay, so you'll pin one down all the way around. When you do your second piece, you either have to turn your fabric to the wrong side, because this one is right side up. So then either your fabric itself has to be turned over, or probably what's easiest is once I have this one cut out, then down lower on your fabric, so I would have cut out across here. I'm going to take my pattern piece and turn it over. I've got my top still at the top, bottom at the bottom. You're going to do the exact same process, but now they're going to be mirror images of each other. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're going to have like a right side, wrong side. You're going to have 2 of the exact same piece and your shorts won't fit together. Okay, so they have to be exactly opposite one another.